going on, y'all boys? Happy Friday. And today we took a winning trade of 1.9K. We had a 1.9K winning trade day, which is insane. Like, I feel like I just had a payout, which I did, which was a week ago, and now we're close again to another payout. However, today, like, kind of broke some of my rules. I took three trades first off. I only should be taking two a day. And so that was one of the rules that we broke. And then one of the other ones was that we didn't trade in macro. So we broke two rules today, two rules today. So not, something that I have to reflect on and kind of dive into why that happened. However, I feel like the setups were there. And so that's the reason why I took those trades. Maybe I'm adapting, maybe I'm making excuses for myself. We'll see how it goes. I'm just gonna see if this becomes a reoccurring pattern, then it'll be something I have to look into a little bit deeper. But yeah, today, coming to the day, I'll just get into the trade recaps, I guess. And oh, sorry for the no realized PNL. That's why I have the executions pulled up at we entered here at 22815, 22816, and then 2281857. Um, and then like I said, well, the one other trade that I took, so I have two trades marked out here. The other trade that I took was here and I tried catching. It was insane. This is just something I have to work on. I tried catching literally 200 points after I dumped. I know how stupid that sounds. I was low-key kind of embarrassed to even, I wasn't even going to talk about it, I'm not going to lie. But we didn't lose that trade. I ended up getting stumped at a break even. My initial take profit was here. My initial take profit was here. And this is just something I have to come forward to. Like, that's something I'm definitely struggling with, which is greed. When I'm up in a trade, I should be taking partials at least, or something like that if I'm having a take profit of 200 points. First off, that should even happen. Why am I trying to take a profit of 200 points after we dumped like 300? It's just like stupid of me. Just greed, right? Just straight up greed. It's something that I have to work on. But these other two trades that I took, I'll just go ahead and recap. But yeah, like I said, we were just dumping. We're kind of in a correction phase right now. I'm still gonna expect for us next week to dump as well, at least until this 2256 area where that weekly fair value gap lies. So until we hit that point, I'm gonna expect us to continue heading lower, a little bit lower. But yeah, so today a lot of context kind of helped me take two of these trades today. So the first trade that I took here, or the second trade, I guess, inside the macro during the PM session, right? I took both these in the PM session, both the winning trades, because in the AM session, after we dumped, we are kind of just accumulating, we're just ranging around. And usually after such a big dump off in the AM session, we'll get sometimes, or usually most of the times, we'll get a reversal or some sort of retracement during the PM session. And so I was looking for that in the PM session. We got that, right? And so coming to the PM session, waiting for that 145 macro, I noticed that we had two things. First off, the good old market maker buy model that I always use and I always use for context, original consolidation here. So we'll mark out OG here. Oh, sorry, OC for original consolidation. I cannot. Original consolidation. And I break down this model in my previous video as well. Like, you can just apply these two together. Distribution phase one, redistribution phase two. And then we have our smart money reversal, which is kind of just this entire area, right? However, another thing that kind of helped me and kind of just became another confluence was we have the AMD, which is honestly the same thing as a market maker buy model, but just a little bit clear. It was kind of super obvious to me today, especially in like this area here. So might as well just stack it onto each other and just call it two different confluences. So here we have our accumulation, and then we obviously manipulate this low here, which is our key level, or our key level of sell side liquidity that I was literally waiting for it to get taken out at PM session. We reject off of it, and then we manipulate that low, right? And then we fill out our market maker buy model curve or our distribution phase, whatever you want to call it, right? And back to that key level. So obviously, like I said, that was a level that I was looking for a point of reversal in during the PM session. As soon as we hit that level, I really wanted to see a strong rejection, right? And that's exactly what we get. We get a strong wick off that area, and then we respect that wick. Now, I usually don't use like the consequent encroachment or whatever it's called, or the respect of the 50% mark of like a rejection wick. I know like Powell or some a lot of people use that to like top tick or whatever. And so today I kind of use that as a conference to see whether, my level would hold or not. And so this was a bit of an aggressive entry. If I'm being quite honest, we had a tight stop loss, however, so I kind of sized into the. I had 5 micros into this contract, into this trade. I sized in once we inversed this 5 minute gap. So here, this little small highlighted section is a 5 minute fair value gap that eventually gets inversed, right? However, I entered before that, and that's because I was fully confident. In addition to us having so much context that we're gonna fill out this market maker buy model and fill out this distribution phase, um, I noticed that we were respecting that wick, that rejection wick, and so I entered here. Stops at this low at first. This was not where my stops were. My stops were 25 points, and then I de-risk once I size up. Like I said, that's why we have two entries at 815 and 816. So 815 and then 816. I re-enter because we inverse that 5 minute fair value gap, like I said, right? We inverse that 5 minute fair value gap, and then once that inverses, we kind of manipulate and kind of retrace back into this 1 minute fair value gap as soon as that new 5 minute candle opens. And that's when I kind of size into my position and I add 5 more contracts. Immediately after I do that, I de-risk because I'm obviously now risking more. And I shouldn't see that body get tested either. And so as soon as that happens, kind of enter off of that change in the state of delivery on that 1 minute, and that retesting that change in the state on the 1 minute or that 5 minute inversion, whatever kind of ICT entry that you want to consider I took, or I just took both basically. And my targets were these internal highs here, which was the start of the 15 minute for right gap. However, after that gets taken, this is kind of where I should have just called it a day. But I really, 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 really wanted to see us kind of play out this entire curve here, and I was super confident that our draws and liquidity were going to be higher. Now, obviously, they weren't, and that was kind of an unrealistic expectation because this is damn near like from here to here. This is another like 50, 100 points, probably, right? Probably like another 100 or something. Yeah, another 100 points. So kind of unrealistic. Um, However, I still wanted to see like on the 15 minute we were still bullish. On the 5 minute we were bullish, of course. 30 minute, 1 hour. Okay, yeah, that's where it gets kind of fishy, right? So 15 minute we were still kind of bullish, and I wanted to see price drive a little bit higher. And the reason why I wasn't scared by this sell off was because we're in a 15 minute fair value gap, first off, and ES had inversed this 15 minute gap, right? ES had inversed it, so we're already showing clear signs of buying power. And so I took this as nothing but a retracement into just a correction phase, just a retracement into another 15 minute fair value gap, which we had here, and we ended up respecting that zone. We were respecting that 15 minute fair value gap, and while doing so, we were accumulating orders. Now, this second trade here, I did kind of, like I said, broke my rules, but this trade, how like was taken. A large part of it was due to just discretion and kind of just seeing and experience. I guess the amount of experience was just like under around a year, I guess, or something of experience that I have. Um, and so once I saw this, right, like I told you guys that I took this all as just a retracement in from bullish price action. Like I expected price to go higher, right? And once he started chopping within this 15 minute fair value gap, I knew exactly what we were doing. We were accumulating orders, right? And so now all I'm doing is I'm waiting for some sort of manipulation. Because I know that price wants to head higher and we're accumulating orders, all we're doing is setting up more liquidity for the market to take, more liquidity for the market to the downside, for sell side for the market to take, so then we can finally buy up higher. And so that's all I'm doing, right? I'm waiting for some sort of manipulation leg, and that's exactly what we get here. We sweep all of this low resistance sell side liquidity, completely sweep that, right? Completely sweep it. And if I can give you guys a little bit of a more clear picture, I guess, if you guys want to go back to that AMD example, it's literally the same thing, exact same thing, right? Just on a smaller time frame. Like I said, this was accumulation, and then we manipulate these lows, right? Same exact thing happens here. This is all accumulation, and then guess what? On a lower time frame, I know this is the 5 second, but time is fractal. We manipulate these lows. This is manipulation, and then we buy up once again. Like it's literally like you see it happen almost every single time. If you can just identify AMDs and market maker buy models and market maker models, I think that's such a key point of how I started trading better, is just understanding and recognizing market maker models, right? So as soon as that gets that liquidity gets manipulated, that clicks, I'm like, okay, that's manipulation. We have such a strong rejection off of it, and so I enter while we're rejecting. And then I'm pretty sure I immediately go break even. Like we shouldn't even see us test that, or not break even. I think I put it at the 50% mark. I have no idea of the wick or something. I went break even soon enough, and I kind of walked away from this trade. But yeah, we eventually hit our take point. I take profit. And then I realized that this was completely fucking unrealistic, and so I just put our take profit at that internal high or that previous high, which was a great idea because we just take that and then end up just accumulating even more. But yeah, that was the two trades that I took today. Kind of like a little, I don't know what to say. Like, you guys can be the judges of that. Like, do you guys think I completely broke my rules today? Which I did, right? I did break some rules today. Or do you guys think that I was just adapting? I'm truly just kind of confused on what I want to consider myself. Like, I don't want to be biased and say I was just adapting because I clearly did break rules, and I'm gonna recognize that. I'm gonna address that, right? Like, I know I broke rules that I shouldn't have. But at the same time, you guys see how much thought I was putting into these trades. You guys know that I entered these trades off of reason, and it wasn't just a YOLO trade. Like, I saw things that were happening, which is why I entered. So I'm just genuinely confused on whether I was adapting and I was trading, being a good trader, or if I just simply broke my rules and I was truly just gambling. So I have no idea. Y'all can be the judges of that. But yeah, regardless of that, we're $500 away from another payout, which is crazy. I said I was gonna scale. If I'm being honest, I bought like three accounts. I full ported all of them, and like I lost it, which is like I lost like $200 after my first payout. After I did that, I didn't really feel like buying more accounts. Like, I just, after losing $200, I don't know. $200 is still $200, even though I just full ported them. I still want to see a little bit more consistency. And maybe I won't just full port them, the evals. Maybe I'll actually wait for a setup and then full port them. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah. So hopefully we can get another second payout. Once we get that second payout, then I'll buy those express accounts and then see if we can pass that and then start scaling, which is gonna be exciting because one account I think also makes greed a problem. And I feel like if I have five accounts, I'll be completely satisfied with a $200 day, which is how I shouldn't be thinking. But that's where I'm at now. So yeah, well, that was the video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something from it. Dude, I am dark. But it's the weekend, so you guys enjoy y'all's weekend, have fun, do anything other than sitting on the charts. Like, I have people like, please, if you know your model's profitable, stop back testing. I know you guys think there's something more you should be doing, but that's the opposite of what you should be doing when you're trading. Trading is not meant for you to do more, it's meant for you to do less. And then you'll see results. Seriously. So yeah, I thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys have a safe rest of y'all's day. Have a great weekend and God bless.